So I'm a white presenting Black woman, and something just hit me today because I have kids with a white man, and I'm a curly hair specialist. My daughter's 8 years old. I was cutting her hair, and her hair has always been so challenging for me, and both my kids look very white, and I am always struggling so much with her hair. I'm like, no, she has more hair than I can even tell you. Like, people are like, oh, she has hair like yours. I'm like, no, she doesn't have hair like mine. She has hair that's extremely coarse. Like, I'll put a picture of the back of her head. It's extremely coarse. Like, water don't touch that thing. It rolls off. And I just basically want to know, has anybody had the experience of like raising children, right, that look super white, and then one day something happens and you realize, oh, they are also little people of color. Like, obviously she has super coarse hair, like hair that's coarser than mine. It's not quite curly, it's coarse and kinky, and especially in the back of her head, but not so much in the front. And I'm like, of course she has coarse kinky hair. Like, yeah, she's Black.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I came across this video of a woman who described herself as a white passing Black woman, and she said she was just realizing her daughter is Black. And honestly, that had me confused, because what does white passing Black woman even mean? Like, is it about how people see you or how you identify? I really want to hear from y'all in the comments on this. Meanwhile, let's keep watching.
It's barely 7 o'clock. The sun is just not rising, and y'all got me up here with this mess. Hold on. So this woman says she is a white presenting Black woman. And then she realized that her daughter that she had with a white man was Black while she was doing her hair. First red flag. Blackness is not something that you discover through hair texture or hair porosity. Race is about how the world reads your phenotype, what you look like, and subsequently how the world treats you, how the society in which you live treats you. Not about whether or not the conditioner you just bought works on your hair. Second red flag. Saying a white presenting Black woman is essentially saying, I look white, but I claim my Blackness when it's convenient. See, that centers whiteness and ignores the lived experience through the Black identity. Because here's the bigger problem, okay? Blackness is not just hair struggles. It's history, culture, identity, survival. It's community. And a lot of the people in the comment section were questioning why she came to the internet. If she's Black, why ain't she asking that baby's Black auntie's Black grandmama and so forth and, so on? Why is she coming to the internet? Where's your Black community at? Blackness is not purely a product recommendation from the ethnic hair aisle. You can have Black ancestry and still be racially white and treated as white by society, because that's how race works. And you can raise a child who is white presenting, white, biracial, whatever you want to identify your child as, or whatever they will identify as. But let's not reduce their identity to detangling their hair. Coarse hair is not exclusive to Black people. Low porosity hair is not exclusive to Black people. And hair does not equal race, does not equal texture, does not equal identity. Just because someone has Black ancestry, African ancestry, does not mean they will be treated as Black through society. It does not mean the world will read them as a Black person throughout society. You can be genetically African, ethnically African, in some way, shape, or form, and still be racially white. Not white presenting, racially white. Because race is what you look like. And it kind of sounds like you equate Blackness to hair problems. Let's not extend on stereotypes. Because the way that video was framed, you're reducing Blackness to aesthetic traits like curls, patterns, textures, porosity. There's more to being Black than just your hair pattern or how well it holds water. Blackness is not something you realize while you're detangling your child's hair. It's a lived experience. It's a lived reality. And it really shouldn't be something that you can pick up and put down when convenient. I'm just saying.
One drop rule was a law enforced in the 20th century that said that any person that has a family member who is of Black ancestry is then considered Black. The term one drop rule was coined off of the idea that if you had just one drop of Black blood, then you were Black. During that time, the idea was used to maintain some degree of supremacy. In the U.S., it's no longer enforced as a law. It's no longer applicable. However, sociologically, it is still upheld in a way that people still treat or associate biracial children with their non-white ancestry. So if you were to take me and put me in 1930s Virginia, regardless of the fact that my father's white and I visibly looked mixed race, I would still be legally and sociologically categorized as and treated as though I was a monoracial Black woman. I hope that explanation made sense.
The one-drop rule, which we still use today, was invented in order to advance white supremacy. Some courts have called it the traceable amount. It's the concept that if you have even one Black ancestor, you are Black, which makes having the status of white that much more exclusive. This rule is characteristically American and specific to Black Americans. As more interracial babies were born, more laws were created. A Black baby birthed by a white woman would be born into slavery. That Black child would also be titled as mulatto, not Black. Mulatto means young mule. A mule is a work animal that is half donkey and half horse. If a white man impregnated a Black woman, that Black woman, if not already enslaved, would be enslaved, and that child would also be enslaved. The laws sanction white men to sexually abuse Black women. White men often forced Black women to have their offspring in order to produce mixed-race slaves as they went for higher prices on the market, which further enforced white supremacy. And it also gave white men additional enslaved people to produce free labor. Biracial people became so prominent within the United States that privileges began being awarded based on how much white ancestry you had, which further enforced white supremacy. And that brings me to the term white passing, which was created under slavery and reinforced under Jim Crow. This term is specific to Black Americans because assimilation into the dominant culture of our society is blocked to Black Americans, unless of course they are passing as white and cut off all ties to their Black family and community, which I imagine is an extremely painful thing to do, and most people who could be white passing choose not to. All of this has made being Black in the United States not so much a race as it is an ethnic identity. And if you take nothing else away from this video, I'd like you to take this away. In order to dismantle white supremacy, we must first dismantle the white supremacy within ourselves.
Being white passing means you have Black ancestry but look white enough that most people wouldn't assume you're Black, right? And that creates a unique space. You may not face racism the way visibly Black people do, but your identity is still tied to Blackness, right? And this connects to the one-drop rule, which is a racist idea in the US that said that even one drop of African ancestry made you Black, and it was used to uphold segregation and racial purity. And that history shapes why some Black people today identify as white passing Black. But the tricky part is how that identity is lived, right? Do white passing Black people or white passing people face the same racism, or do they benefit from white privilege while still claiming Blackness, right? There's no simple answer, which is why hearing from those with lived experience matters. And that's why this woman saying she just realized her daughter is Black, it feels weird, right? It's wild. Because, maybe she grew up disconnected from her identity because she passed as white and only confronted it when society treated her daughter differently. So, yeah, I'm still learning about all of this, and I'd love to hear from you guys. What does being a white passing Black person really mean in today's world? Please drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm here to listen and learn as well. This is just my understanding as I try to make sense of things. I obviously don't know everything. But as usual, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next one.